Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. Hello, and nice to see you again. That lovely little short video that we had earlier. Just encouraging everyone to get on these next 2 weeks and make it the best out of your entire 8-week training program. All right, so in today's class, we have a Pilates times strength session. And usually I like to start with the Pilates so that we can get the ankle, knees, hips, and core stabilizers fired up. However, in today's class, we're going to be starting with a lovely strength session and then finishing off with a burnout. So we can use the isolated exercises either to begin the class or to fire up the entire body at the end of each class. So today we start with strength, then we finish with Pilates. The strength segment, how this would work is your format. You start with 10 exercises. So we've got 10 total exercises. We're going to complete 2 sets of these exercises. The first set, because it's an introduction to your workout, we are going to be working with 50 seconds of work with a 10-second rest to prepare for the next exercise. The 50-second interval is all about understanding the movements. So try not to rush into the exercises, rather breathing, inhaling through the effort, through the preparation, and then exhaling during the effort. So the 50-second set is where you're understanding what the exercises are working, which different muscle groups. And I'll also try to get you to work so you can benefit as much as you can from that 50-second split. Then once you completed the first set of the 10, you get a lovely little break in between, and then you complete the 10 again. But the second round through is where I would like you to work as hard as you possibly can, whether it's increasing the repetitions each 40-second interval, or lifting a little bit heavier or slower, or with a lovely tempo as well. So 50 seconds of work, 10 seconds rest first round, second round, 40-20, giving it everything you've got. I have got 2 5-kilo dumbbells. So do not underestimate how using the dumbbells is going to work you, especially during the strength segment. So I'm using 2 5 kilos. You can up the weights if you'd like, most welcome to. Or you can grab 2 cans of food from your pantry, or 2 filled up water bottles. So that's what we're doing today. If you've got the free weights lying around, please grab them too. The Pilates segments, we start with a lovely little plie squat segment, then we move into different parts of the body. It is going to leave you drenched, so have your towels handy. I'm going to give you some time to grab your towels, grab your water bottles, which I will do as well. So stay with me. One moment, it's just in my kitchen, and I'm going to be back in 5 seconds. You can hear me. All righty. All right, so it's 1 minute to 9:30. Perfect, I'm on time. See, I told you I'd be back quick. So we are going to start with a lovely little warm-up. You have some space outside your mat, that's perfect. But otherwise, just your mat is more than enough space for today's class. You will also get a really good burnout at the end. So make sure you have enough space on the side as you're lifting your knees up to the side as well. All right, let us begin with this lovely little warm-up. You're going to bring your hands, feet wider than your hips. You're going to dig your feet into the floor. So really feel in the foot, pushing into your mat. And you're going to bring your hands up over your head. Taking a nice deep breath in, opening up to the side of your rib cage, and then closing as you exhale, bringing the hands back down. So bringing the ribs down towards the hips. I want you to set an intention for your workout, whether it's pushing as hard as you can in your workout. This is your hour of power, or preparing you for the day. You want to feel energetic by the end of this class, then that's what you're going to set. That's your intention. Or just forgetting about the crazy weekend and just back on your path to a healthier, cleaner you. Okay, so whatever your intentions are, I want you to think about that now as you take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Lovely. Inhale and exhale. Awesome. All right, so from here, you're going to bring your knees out to the side, and this is one of my favorite stretches, you all know. I'm going to push my left hand inside my left knee, and I'm going to drop my shoulder towards the floor as I try to loosen up my mid-thoracic of the spine, as well as opening up the inner thighs. Hip girdle, pelvis, trying to wake that body part up. Drop in the shoulder, turn and twist, bringing your body down towards that position. Lovely little warm up. All right, our next one, shuffle your feet in. You're going to cross your left leg over your right. And this is a lovely, lovely stretch I always perform as soon as I wake up, actually. And it's almost like there's this toy that the kids play with and you can squash it down. It's like a straw and then pull it apart. So imagine they are your discs. And your discs have just been sitting in dormant for the past, 10 hours. And what you want to do is just stretch that spine out. So bring in that left leg over your right, hand interlace, your fingers interlace, and you're going to just stretch the body out to the side. Okay, so leaning towards the right. Nice work. Bringing it over, right over left, bringing your fingers to interlace, hands up, palms up to the ceiling, and just bringing your body to stretch out through the spine. Bringing it straight back down. All right, we're going to go for our lovely little arm circles. We're doing a lot of arms, chest work, back work as well. So I want you to loosen up that shoulder girdle, bring in the palms out to the side, front to back. Now bringing it forward. Nice little rotations here before we get into our wrists. Let's move over to the right side. So if you are right hand dominant and you feel like your left side is really weak, I would like you to perform a few more reps today on the left side so that you can equal out that muscular imbalance, getting through that one, trying to get them at even. Nice work. So bringing your hands out to the front. You're going to torso twist to the back, bringing your shoulder blades together, and then squeezing through the sternum and the upper abs to bring your hand back to the front. Squeezing, pulling back. Opening up. We go for 2 more, one on each side. Lovely. Your wrist rotations. Now using your knuckles to make that lovely big circle. We're going 5, 4 more, and 3, 2, and 1. The opposite direction now. Working those knuckles to make that lovely big circle here. Loosening up the wrists. Amazing. All right, let's just roll ourselves down onto the mat. We're going to tuck the chin in, soft at the knees, arms outstretched. Oh my gosh, that stretch and mobility session yesterday has my little tiny joints and my big stabilizers as well. The hip, the knee, and the shoulders really, really sore. Like sore in a good way. I want you to hug your arms here and just rock in side to side. Loosening up the lower back, but also stretching out the hamstrings. Amazing. Bringing your fingertips underneath your toes, bringing your feet out wider, just to the edge of your mat. All you're going to do here is you're going to drop your hip, bringing your chest upright, almost hitting the floor with your bum, your sit bones, and then slowly straighten the knees. You don't have to fully lock up the knees, just bringing your hips up high so you can feel that lovely deep stretch in the back of the thighs all the way to the bum and even closer to your calves. Lovely. Bring your elbows inside your knees as you drop the hips, pushing that bum up. Now slowly walking your hands away from your feet into that lovely quadruped position. Okay, just a quick one here. We're going to go with the heel up towards the ceiling and then rotating the knee out to the side. Let's go for those lovely hip circles. And this entire time, I try your best not to turn at the hip, okay? So not to turn at the other hip. So keeping it nice and tucked in with that right hip bone facing the mat as you're working through the left side. Let's go for 4 and 3, 2, and 1. The opposite direction. Let's lift out to the side, all the way in, drawing that circle now with the front of your knee. Nice work. Going for 4 and 3, last 2, and 1. Amazing. Let's switch over to the right leg. We go up to the top with that toe pointing, working through the side, and then bringing it straight back in from the side. Pushing up, hamstring. So just imagine your hamstrings and your entire glute pulling that leg up and opening out to the side with the adductors. Abductors. Nice work. Going for 3, 2, and 1. Opposite direction, out to the side. Bringing it in and close it all the way down. Going for 5. Lengthening through the neck. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Just a few little hovers here of the knees. So pushing your hips back, bringing it straight into your plank. Drop the knees back, bending at the knees, hips moving towards the heels. Taking a deep breath in, exhale. And for 5, and 4, last 3, and 2, and 1. Bring the feet in. Let's stand up nice and tall, vertebra by vertebra. Let's start this show. All right, I am kind of nervous because you all know what these little weights can do to you with the right training program. So I've got my 2.5s hiding in that little basket just in case. Okay, so you can most definitely use the lighter weights or the ankle weights during your Pilates sequence, but otherwise. First part, we have our little timer here. So starting with some hip bridge and press. So I like to start with a longer interval for the first exercise, for the first set. So I can take you through these exercises and give you a few little description to help you, a few little cues to help you properly engage the glutes and the core. So I want you to lie on your back. You grab your weights with your hands. Okay, you're going to lie back all the way down, shuffling your feet in. I like to think knees are directly above the ankles, so they're not out to the side. So knees are directly above the ankles. Once you're there, grabbing your weights, you're going to hip tilt, okay? So tuck your tailbone up towards your sternum. So zip all the way in, pushing up, squeeze, hamstrings, glutes, and you're also going to work with alternating chest presses. So the knuckles are up, vertical at the wrist. Okay, and then we're going to take little chest presses alternating left and right. We've got 10 seconds. Get ready, team. This is a 20-minute segment. And 3, 2, and 1. Let's tuck, zip that tailbone up to the sternum. Hold in that position. We're going to bring the right elbow down towards the mat, about 45 degrees from the side of your rib cage. After 6 or 8 reps, we drop the hip, hovering off the ground, holding it down, straight back up, straight into your next 6 reps. Nice work. All right, let's hold and drop in that hip and straight back up. We've got 15 seconds before we have a lovely little 10-second transition time. Nice work. Keeping the hands up, knuckles facing the ceiling. And 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, lovely. Next up, I want you to flip over. We are going to come into a lovely little bear position. Right here, knees are directly underneath the hips. What you're doing here, you bring it up with your elbows down up towards your rib cage. You shoot the arms back into a tricep extension. Pull back, then the triceps. Nice work. If you want to feel this a little bit more in the core, I want you to come into that lovely little kneeling plank, and you should feel a bit more tension through the entire center of your abs. So to your rib cage and straighten that hand, kicking through the triceps. Bring it back down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Nice work. So each movement takes 1 breath, okay? And exhale. Nice work. All the way down. We have less than 10 seconds to go. Keeping the core nice and tight. Try not to arch the back. Keep that tailbone tucked in. And we're done with that one. Line all the way down onto your mat into that lovely prone position. Arms extended out. We're going to come into a lovely Superman or hyperextension. Lifting the head and your chest off the mat from here. Squeezing your shoulder blades in together. Elbows out to the side. And then dropping down. Up into that position. Holding it. Squeezing shoulder blades in and down. Lifting up. There's a lovely triangle made up using your 2 hip bones and your pelvic bone. So I want you to lie completely flat on that triangle in the front of your hip. Okay, so that's where you're going to start lengthening through the spine rather than squeezing the discs in your lower back together. You've got 20 seconds. Reaching up nice and tall and pulling the entire lower body from the toes. Oh, so nice. And 3, 2, and 1. All right. Our next one. You'll need 1 dumbbell or 1 can of food here. You're going to come down into a lovely push-up. So kneeling or off the foot, whatever works for you here. Chest all the way down to the ground as you're pushing up. You keep that hip nice and stiff. Pull all the way to the side. Bring it down into that lovely push-up. And then hold in that position, pulling out to the side. Otherwise, to advance this exercise a little bit more, hovering off the floor, pulling that dumbbell on the floor, bringing it down into your push-up. Nice. Right. Trying your best not to tilt the hip, okay? It's all right to move to the side. However, trying your best to allow both your hip bones to face the floor at all times. Oh boy. 10 more seconds here. And 3, 2, and 1. All right, I want you to flip over onto your back for this next one. We've got the dead bug pull over. We're going with 2 dumbbells here or 2 cans of food. Now this next one, you're going to drop one heel at a time. Pull straight back in. Drop in the other heel. Pull in straight back in. Your shin is parallel to the ceiling, so that back is glued to the mat. Taking a deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. Now, to advance this exercise, you drop one leg, you bring it up, dropping the arms together and pull. To take this up a little bit higher, keep that position in your head off the mat. So you've got that ab curl going on, working your upper abs, and now you've also got the transverse abdominals and your lower abs working really hard. Oh boy. Your next one, you've got 1 dumbbell with your roll up. So you can either keep your knees bent or a complete straightening of the knees here. You bring your hands up over the head. You roll all the way up into that seated position. On the way down, I want you to slow it down. So 1 vertebra at a time, all the way down to the floor before your back touches the mat. And up. Bringing that dumbbell up over the head to strengthen the muscles in your shoulders as well. Otherwise, if you want to feel this a little bit more in the lower abs, you can come into a lovely little teaser, modified with your knees bent. Straighten all the way down. And bring in the knees and the hips. And straight back down. You've got less than 10 seconds to go now. And all the way down. One last one. All right, perfect work. Now our next one, we've got an inchworm with the pike, okay? So leaving your dumbbells there. As you're dropping into that inchworm, I want you, when you're walking your hands away from your feet, try not to tilt the hips side to side. Let's keep it nice and stiff. Once you're here in this plank, pike the hips up. Look at the opposite toe, bring the dumbbell down or the can of food. Straight back into that plank, opposite side. Leave your dumbbells there. Walk your hands back to your feet without tilting your hips side to side. Stay in the squat, walking back down. Straight into that position. Now the beauty of that 50-second set is you get to understand the exercise a little better before you take the tempo up a notch. In that squat, dropping back down, bringing yourself back into that inchworm. Pike, hips high, down and across. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we've got a standing exercise now. We've got the deadlift, a row with the fly. So we are keeping both the feet underneath our hips. Okay, we start with the deadlift. So shoulders back and down. Imagine you've got a card in between your armpits, and you're squeezing it tight. Knees soft. Push your bum as far back as possible. You get into that position. You roll to your rib cage. You bring the elbows out to the side. you stand up nice and tall. Down into that deadlift. Neutral at the spine, so you're not rounding the spine. Keep your shoulders and your chest proud. Row, fly, straight back up. Lovely deadlift here. Row, fly, straight back up. If you're more left biased, you can feel the pain in your left already. I want you to come into that position so you can work your right a little bit harder. And vice versa. If you're feeling it in the right more, then you do more reps on the left side. Our next one, we've got a lovely lunge with a courtesy. So as you're lunging, you're going to bicep curl, stay in that position. And then from here, you get into a courtesy. You're going to lunge with your bicep curl, standing nice and tall into that courtesy. We're going to go with 25 seconds on the left before we switch over to the right. So you're standing up nice and tall. You bring it down into that courtesy. Bringing it up, bicep curl. Switching over. Right foot forward. Let's go curl. Courtesy. Nice work. Keeping that chest upright. Don't drop that chest. Keep the tension in the glutes. Almost there. Going for 7 more seconds. And lovely. All right. Our next one. 1 can of food or 1 dumbbell. You're holding a lovely side plank here. We start on the right side first. Side plank. Off the knees or off the feet. You're holding that position. And shoulder pressing with the left hand for 25 seconds before we switch over. So just making sure your elbows are directly underneath the shoulders. And you've also got your neck nice and long rather than slouching over, okay? So keeping it nice and long. Flipping over to the other side. To advance this exercise a little bit more, hold that top leg up. And you've got that lovely safe shoulder happening as you keep it right above that bottom elbow. Into that lovely little press. Almost there. Keep that bottom hip away from the mat. Ah, come on. Oh boy. Okay. 1 minute rest. I told you all this time. Oh, it's such a humbling experience when you lift heavy shit with the minimum of 8 or 10 reps. And then you do Pilates with light weights, going up a little bit higher, training all your stabilizers. We've got 1 more set coming up. This time, since you understood the different exercises, now once you start, you just get into whatever you feel is going to push your limit. So whether it's the reps or taking it slow, whatever you feel is going to make the exercise even harder for you, okay? We've got 10 seconds. Getting ready for your hip bridge. Hip bridge with the alternating press. I feel like this one's going to be a little bit harder for me if I hold my position up there and on my heels, with my heels raised, sorry. Now I work with my chest press. And I'm going to lengthen my neck, not slouching in and keeping my knee. All right, I want you to find that hip bone and making sure that it's pointing up towards your knee. So you're not arching at the back, okay? So you're keeping it nice and soft, squeezing the glutes, but also keeping the core nice and tight. We've got 15 seconds. Nice work. Less than 10 to go, team. 3, 2, and 1. All right, a 20-second rest here. Next up, we've got the bear rows. So whether you'd like to stay in a bear position or a kneel-in plank, you come into the row, you get into the tricep extension, okay? So keep your elbows close so you do not raise the hand from the shoulder. You raise into your sides. You keep that arm where it is. You extend that arm out to the side, okay? So let's go. Pull in and try not to move from the shoulder socket as you extend that arm back. Pull in, extend. Nice work. To feel this a bit more, you can get onto the forearm. Sorry, into that lovely straight leg plank. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Final one. Oh boy. Line on your front now. We have got our our Superman with that squeeze. So line on your front. This time, take it up a notch. Do as many reps as you can in your 40 seconds. And ready. Round in 4. Lifting up, squeeze the shoulder. What I'm going to do to make this a little bit harder is I raise and I'm going to hold that position and now I'm just going to focus on my shoulder squeezes. I'm lying right above that triangle and my hip to keep my entire spine healthy. Lifting my leg up a little bit higher so I've got my hip bone, my pelvic bone flat on the mat. Oh boy. Let's go for 15 seconds. Think about pulling that head up towards the ceiling. Lengthening the muscles and the bone in your spine, the center cord. Nice work. Get into our dumbbell drag. I'm going to do this one. Keeping the dumbbell as it is and then dragging it across. So allowing it to drag is really going to test your core strength as you try to keep that dumbbell on the mat. So don't lift the bell, okay? So you're either off the knees, you get into your lovely push-up, and you drag it. So keep it on the mat so you can feel that rigidity in your spine created a bit more with that tension between the bell and the mat. So don't lift, no. Let's make it harder. Pull to the side. Otherwise, off the feet. Pull into the side. We've got 15 seconds. 5 to go. Last one. Nice work. Oh boy. We've got the dead bug pull over, so line on your back now. You've got both your dumbbells or your cans of food in your hands. Shins are parallel, and I want you to constantly pull that rib cage down towards your hip bone, closing the rib cage each time you pull back to center. So drop, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, pulling up. Drop. Keeping the spine at neutral. You don't necessarily need to push the back into the mat as you drop. Whatever feels neutral to you. If it's an imprint spine, then so be it. If it's a little mouse hole between your spine as you drop, that's fine as well. As long as you don't feel it in your back, rather, you are working with a bias to the front of your abs right now. 10 seconds. Few more reps. And 3, 2, 1. All right, we've got the roll up or the modified teaser, okay? So rolling up, 1 dumbbell. Your heels, you got a dorsiflex, so heels are flexed out. Your knees are completely straight. Oh my God. Let's go. I want you to bring it up all the way in, sitting in, hands up over the head, slowly dropping back down, vertebra by vertebra. Sorry, guys. My neighbors love to make noise at this time. Uber annoying, but such is life in Fiji, yeah? Trust me, it's better than living in the city of Melbourne where there's a construction at every single junction in the city. Slowly dropping, bringing it over, pulling all the way up. Otherwise, making this a little bit harder. I come up into that lovely little V-sit hold. Hollow rocking back. Nice work. And done. Oh my gosh. Inchworm with the pike. This time, take your precious time coming down, but make it a little bit faster as you twist down and across, keeping your bum up, okay? So we stand up. When you're walking your hands away from your feet, don't rock the hips, okay? Keep the core nice and tight. Keep it stable in the hips. Let's go. Down into that plank, reaching up. Bum pike again. Walk your hands back without moving the hips side to side. In that squat, back down. And walking your hands Trying your best not to rock your hips straight into that squat, bringing it back down. 15 seconds to go. Woo. Down, one more. Come on, one more on each side. And one. Okay. We've got a deadlift, a row with the fly, working the posterior upper back. Oh my gosh. We're on in 5. Starting with your deadlift. Soft at the knees, shoulders back and down. Drop your shoulders away from the ear. Push your bum as far back as possible, keeping that neutral spine. Into your row. Straight into your fly. Straight back up, hips straighten. Looking straight down as you come down into that lovely little position. Look to the horizon. Amazing. Nice and controlled here. You're not using any momentum, especially with that row. Try not to go, okay? Keep it nice and controlled. Elbows out to the side. And then into your fly. Controlled all the way down. Look to the horizon. One final one. And up. Okay. We've got our lunge with a curtsy. 2 more exercises and you are done, okay? Now, one lunge with the curl straight into your curtsy. We're on in 5. The sweat is real. Left foot forward. Let's go. Lunge and curl straight into your curtsy to the opposite side. Lunge and curl. Keeping that chest upright. 20 seconds on the left before we switch over. And 3, 2, 1. Flip it over. Lunge and curl into the curtsy. Working through the glutes. So allowing the bum to move back. Dropping that back knee towards the floor. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's hit our shoulders and our obliques with our side plank series. Final one here before we get a lovely little break. Onto your left side, off the knees or off the feet. So this is either you right now or off the feet. Let's go. Hover that right leg. If you're planking off the left, that right leg is off the mat. Hips facing the front. Glutes are nice and tight. Obliques are engaged. Let's flip over. Oh boy. Hovering that left leg off the right. Wow, oh wow. Keep that bottom hip away from the mat. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. We are done with segment 1. Strength over and out. Wow, oh wow. Oh my goodness. Lovely little starter, that one. Now, let's get that burn out with a bit of Pilates. Okie dokie. Catch your breath. Grab some water. We are going to start with a plie sequence, plie series. Optional to use your weights, but otherwise body weight is more than enough. Let's begin. We're at 10 o'clock sharp. Love, love, love that. We're right on time with our workouts. Warm up, first segment done and done. Now, I want you to bring your foot so that the inside of your soles of your foot, the sides, are almost parallel to your mat, okay? If that's too difficult for you and you have little mobility around your knee and your ankle, then let's just go with the toes out to the top of the mat, okay? So to where the top of the mat meets the side of the mat. So that little bit of a bend in your mat or the curve, you're going to face your toes to that angle. So out and out to the side, about 45 degrees from the center of your hip. Otherwise, if it can go out even further, this is what I'd like you to stay with. We start with a lovely little upper glute. So when you're doing this, let me just turn to the side. You've got the very top of your glutes engaged here, inner thighs, and also the entire rounding. I call it the thas, where the thigh meets the ass. That thas area is what you're going to be working with as you drop inner thighs, as you squeeze up, thas, upper glutes, okay? So think about those muscles as you're working with this exercise. So let's get straight into the lovely plie. Hands into the front. As you're getting into your plie, bring your hands out to the side, but not above the shoulders. Drop your shoulders away from your ear. So nothing's happening in your traps, okay? Bring it straight back down, pushing through the entire foot. Deep breath in. Exhale, lengthening through those legs, inside of your thighs, pushing straight back up. A little bit of core work here to keep you stable in this position. And deep breath in. Nice work. We go for 5 more. Just think about bringing your tailbone straight down and straight back up. And inhale. Nice work. Final 3. Final 2. Last one. On your next one, you come down into that lovely deep plie. Hold in that position. From here, you're going to reach to the right, bring it back to center. Reach to the left, bring it back to center. Straightening, but not all the way. Just a little bit of a bend, a little bit of a straightening of the knee, not fully extending the leg. Just hold that position, straight back down. Tilt into the right, tilt into the left. Remember, if this position of the feet is not working for you, bring it closer a little bit so that you can find that balance in your feet. Let's come down. Reach into the right, reach into the left. I'm not moving my hip. I'm just moving my upper body from my hip. Straightening the leg just slightly. Bring it back down. Reaching over. Reaching over. Straight back up. We go for 3 more like this. Down. Reach. Reach. And up. Nice work. Final 2. Final 1 right after this. Bringing it down. Reach. Reach. Now hold that position. We're going to pause for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it. Shuffle. Toe heel, toe heel. Hold that position now. We're going to get into that similar plie, but this time the toes are closer in. The heels are closer in. So we're going to get into that lovely little deep stretch, almost like a sumo. Getting into that deep stretch in the hips. You're going to lift the right leg, lift the right heel, left heel, and then stand up nice and tall, okay? Let's get down. And heel raise, straight back up and down. Nice work, team. And down. And up. We go for 1 more. And up. All right, let's go back. Heel, toe, a lot wider now. Back to that starting position. Legs a lot wider. We're going to come down into that lovely deep plie. Hold that position. Now this time, heel raise to the right. Heel raise to the left. Hold that position. We're going to go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hold both the heels off the mat. Hold that position, pulsing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Toe heel, toe heel. Hold that position. Now we're into that inside, almost a sumo squat. Hold that position. Let's go heel raises for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Drop the shoulders away from the ear. 3, 2, 1. Hold both heels. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it off. Oh my gosh. Let's go for some squats. Up over the head. Just flushing out the lactic acid from the legs. Woo, going for 5 more of these before we move to our next sequence. And 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. Into our next one, we've got the kneel in sequence. First, get into our roll down so we can prepare the spine and then get into our kneeling position. I come down, bring my chin towards my chest. I'm going to pull my head almost away from that neck socket, hands out to the front. This time, the technique that we don't want to see in a deadlift is what you will require your spine to do during the roll down. So rounding through the back, soft in the knees, all the way down. Hold that position and then walk your hands away from your feet without tilting the hips side to side. So keep that nice and tight. All right. We've got our lovely little kneeling sequence now, okay? So whether you'd like to kneel or you can sit for this next one, but otherwise, if you find that your kneeling position hurts the front of your knees or your patella, roll your mat up and then just cushion your knees with that folded mat. Otherwise, you are in this position. You can tuck your toes in, you can straighten your toes, whatever works for you here. Our first move. We're going to keep our hands by our side. As you push your bum back into that lovely little squat, you bring your hands so that your biceps are close to your ear. Straighten the hip, bring the arms straight back down. Coming down into that lovely little squat, bringing it straight back in. Nice work. Let's go for 6 more like this. So you're keeping that neutral spine all the way from the neck down towards the tailbone. And 3. Final 2. Last one. Nice work. On our next one, we come down into that lovely little squat. As I straighten my hip, my hand comes out towards the side of my thighs, and then I hinge back, okay? And my hands come out to the side, so I'm leaning back. Sorry, not hinging back. Well, hinging through the knees. But otherwise, I'm leaning back, and I'm only moving through my knees. I'm not moving through my hips, so keep that hip nice and tucked in. Open the arms out to the side. Bring it back in, and get into the next squat, and then straight back out to the side. So notice how I've gone from this position to this one right here. Okay, so hands come out to the side, pinky to the ceiling. Stand up nice and tall. Keep the arms parallel to the shoulders. Open up as you lean back, as far as you can, okay? You can also keep the toes tucked in if you find that it helps with a lot of stability. But think about this. The entire front of your body is going to pull your body back up into that position. So anterior bias right now, okay? Let's go. Down into that lovely little squat. Bring it up. Open the arms up and into that lovely leaning position. Pull through the center of your abs. Straight back into that position. Drop in the hip. Drop in the arms. Open to the side. Amazing. Let's go for 3 more like this. Final 2. Pull that belly button to the spine. You should not be coning. There shouldn't be a little mountain in the center of your abs. So pull that and zip all the way from the pelvic bone up to the sternum, okay? Final 1. Nice work. Hold that position. Now we pulse the arms up just for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. We lean back. We are going to pulse here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way in. All right. Bring the left leg out to the side. Yes. Left leg out to the side. Now our next one, you're going to work with your obliques, okay? So training the deep abdominals around the side, the frames of your abs. Our first one here, you're going to keep your right hand behind your right ear and your left hand behind your left ear or up towards the ceiling. All you're going to do here is you're going to tilt the body until you can see the top of your thigh or your knee or your ankle, okay? So try not to go too low where you're finding it's really difficult to maintain that position in that lean side plank, okay? So your hands are not on the floor. We hold that position. We reach up with the right or the left, opposite side, pull back to the ear, and the oblique is going to pull you back into that seated, into that standing, kneeling position, okay? Now from here, let's keep it together. All the way to the side. And reach. Bring it in. Straighten the body. Nice work. To the side. Oh boy. Let's go down. Oh, let's go for 3 more. Final 2. Last one. Hold that position. Now drop your right hand to the floor. Now from here, all you're going to do is lift that left leg off the mat. Hold in that position. Squeeze in your obliques. Going for 5, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Bring that left foot to the floor. Bend your knee. Shuffle your heel to the front or facing your hip. And then slowly push that right leg in. Bring it back onto that right heel. Straighten that leg. Bring yourself all the way back up. And drop. Bring that leg in. Push the right out. Right knee back in. Straighten that leg. Pull yourself back up into that lovely position. So your entire obliques are switched on, okay? Hold that head up. Hand up. Drop your right. Shuffle your left in. Pull in that right leg out to the side. Keep your bum off the mat. Bring it back in. Straighten that leg. Pull in yourself back up. Let's go for 2 more. And down. Shuffle heel in. Straighten that right leg. Bring the knee back in underneath the hip. Straighten the left. Pull back up. One final one. You've got a lovely little thing coming up here. Shuffle that left leg in. Right kicks up. Now all you're going to do here is bring that knee up towards your chest for 5. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the right knee in. Straighten the left. Pull yourself back up. Oh my goodness. Okie dokie. Let's switch over to the other side. Right foot out. Let's start from the very top. So keeping that left knee directly underneath the left hip bone. We're going to work with our obliques on the right side now. Starting off with the leaning side angles here. So fingertips behind the ear. You drop to the side until you can see the top of your hip. Okay. Thrusting the hips forward, so you're engaging your entire abs. And then extending the arms out. Bring it back in. Pull through the right oblique. Lovely. Let's go. And down. And up. Nice work. And down. And up. And straight back in. Oh my gosh. Final 3. Oh boy. Final 2. Last one here. Hold in that position. Drop your left hand down and just that right leg hovering off the mat, going for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lovely work. Pulling yourself back up. Now our next one, we drop that left hand, keep that right hand up. We shuffle our right foot in. We kick the left leg out to the side. So opening up that side and bringing it back in until that knee drops underneath the hip. Shuffle the leg back out. Straightening it, pulling yourself. So not pushing through that left arm. Pulling yourself up through the right oblique, okay? And let's go. Let's drop. Take a deep breath in to prepare. Exhale. Lift. Now bring that foot in, shuffling the heels in a little bit more so you have a bit more control. Dropping that left foot through or sliding that foot through. Oh my God. I'm a bit crazy right now. I'm delirious because of this workout. And then I softly pull myself back up. Oh my gosh. Dropping down. Nice and control. Come on, we can do this. Shuffle the feet in, the foot in. Kicking through with the left. Hold that position. Bring it back in, nice and controlled. Left leg. Controlling right leg. Pull up. Final 2. And down. In. Last one here, guys. Last one here. And up. All right. You know what is coming. Let's bring it out into that lovely straight plank. All the way down. Shuffle the right foot in. Kicking out. Let's hold it there. Going for 5, 4, 3, 2, or kneeling up. And 1. Bring it back in. Straighten that right leg. Pulling straight back up. OMG. I've gotten a few messages. I just need to check. So everything is okay in the hizay. Oh my goodness. Whew. All right, we are on time. Everything seems okay. We've got one final one here, guys. It is our lion clam series, okay? So with this one, let's lie on our right side, working the left fist, okay? Completely on your side, so head can rest on your hand, or hand comes out to the front, head resting on the floor, or you can roll your mat up and just making sure that that's adding a bit more cushion to your head. Otherwise, this is absolutely fine. From here, I want you to bend about 45 degrees from your hips, so not 90 here, not straight and in line with the hips. So I want you to try your best to keep it there. Lock the hips down so you're not moving the hips back and forth. You just want to maintain that hip position and just move in through the glutes, okay? So with this first one, keeping the toes together and just opening up the knees. Let's go for 10. 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. All right, next up, we lift the entire leg, okay? So pushing that hip so that hip doesn't move up or down and just stays in that position. Stack right above the bottom one. And going for 8 and 7, last 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, fantastic. Our next one, I come up into this lovely little clamshell position. I'm going to extend my foot so that my entire leg is parallel or straight, right, stacked with my heel, my ankle, my knee and my hip. I bring it straight back in. I'm keeping the knee nice and high. I drop down, I lift, I straighten, I pull back in, I drop straight back down. Nice work. Up, extend the leg, bend the knee, dropping down, up, extend, in, and down. So try not to drop the level of that knee when you're bringing it back in. So keep that knee nice and high. We go for 6 more like this. And 5. Last 4. Oh boy. And 3. Final 2. Keep the knee high. Keep the knee high. And 1. All right. Next up, I want you to bring both your toes off the mat. This time we go for those clamshells with the feet off the mat. Going for 10. 9. Nice work. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. And 2. And 1. All right, holding the feet off the mat. I kick forward so my leg is in line with that bottom leg. I bring it back in with my toes together, closing that clam, bringing it up. Open the knee, straightening the knee, bringing it back in. Awesome work. Bring it up. Let's go for 6 more like this. 5. And 4. And 3. Last 2. 1 more. Hold in there. All right. From here, I tap the floor in front of the knee. I bring my leg over. I tap the floor behind that foot. Coming all the way. So making that lovely little rainbow wherever your foot can reach, but bringing it down to the front of the knee and then over that bottom leg. So coming over and under. Nice work. Keeping it nice and stacked in the hip. So try not to move that hip bone back. Hold in that position. Going for 5. And 4. Don't do this to me. And 3. Last two, keep it under control here. Nice work with keeping that hip together. And last one, hold in here. We pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing it over and back in. Bringing it up into that lovely deep stretch. Oh my God. Sorry, my friends. It is the EFL guys coming in to have a visit. Oh my God. Let's flip over to the other side. EFL, Lakatani. Are you checking the meter? Yeah. Okay, sir. Ah! Are danda. Okay. Let's flip over to the other side. We're going to get into that lovely clamshell position. Hands underneath that head. He just said he's going to disconnect. What prick. We're going to bring this right above. So keeping that hip bone facing the front. It's always okay to lean forward, but try your best to keep that sacrum, that lower back, right where it is without tilting back. So it's always okay to lean forward, but not leaning towards the back. So you don't want to take away from the glutes working. Okay? So keeping that nice and stacked. And then from here, keeping the toes together, let's open up the knees. Yo. Okay, Seth, thanks. All right. Now let's get back into that one. Sorry, guys, we're right on time. We've got lots of time. Let's just finish this one up and then we cool down and you're done for today. Let's open the knees out to the side. And just allowing your body to think about letting the entire outside of your glutes, okay? So that minimus and the medius, the glutes in the back is the maximus. So let's just allow the sides of the thighs and the glutes to work here. The very top is going to feel it as well. But let's just focus on keeping that hip bone and then therefore the glutes will work their way through. Let's go for 3 and 2 and 1. All right, next up, you're going to lift the entire leg, straighten the heel, so dorsiflexing with that heel. Bring it back in and then close that knee back in and up. Open. Bring it back in. Keeping the knee nice and high is going to allow the entire glute and hamstring, posterior chain, to work even harder to hold that leg up. So if you drop the leg and you extend the leg, you're not going to feel as much burn as if you compared to when you just hold that knee up nice and high. Dropping down. Let's go for 3 and 2. Coming down. 1. Nice work. Now bringing both your feet off the mat, toes are pointed. Let's open up that clamshell now. Bringing it up. Going for 10 and 9, 8 and 7. I can feel it already. The butt is glowing. 6 and 5, 4 and 3, 2. Last one. Hold here. I straighten my leg. I'm going to point my toe for this one. I bring my toes together. I close that angle, opening back up. Straighten the leg. Keep the knee nice and high as you extend that leg out. So keeping that right knee nice and high as you extend that leg out. Ooh, going for 5. Nice work, team. And 4. Last 3. Goodness me. And 2. Last one here. Hold there. Now we're going to go from the front of that knee all the way behind that left leg and bringing it back in. So we're trying to work just in front or behind that left heel, okay? So coming forward, keeping the knee nice and high and moving back. So pointing that toe to allow. Oh my gosh, I just feel like my butt is on fire right now. Going for 3. Final 2. Keep the knee nice and high. Last one here. Let's come forward. You know what's coming. Let's pulse here for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. 1. Give that butt a really good tap. hold on with your right hand to your right shin. Stretching out to the side and then over to the left. Wow, wow, wow. What a burnout. And that is it. We are done for the main two parts of our workout. Let's give ourselves a tap on the bum for finishing that workout. Oh my gosh, like I literally felt like my butt was on fire. That glow is real. Okay, let's quickly get into our cool down here now. You did amazing with that one. Coming onto our knees and just feeling for the front of our knees. Holding that position, pushing the spine out first. Tilting the hips side to side and just opening up the sides. And then slowly move into your heels now. Or onto the mat. And just pushing your hips forward. Nice. Dropping the bum to the heels, coming into your quadruped, pushing your spine out. Dropping shoulders away from the ear. One more like this. Love it. Sitting down, folding your left leg onto your right. So left leg folds on top of the right. Keep that fold. And then slowly, this is a good one. Let's bring our hands away from our hip. Allow your sit bones to stay on the mat. So don't lift your bum up. So keep the bum on the mat and just your hands out to the front. You should feel that stretch a whole lot more in your left glute. So bringing that hand down. Switching over. Right foot folded over your left. Bringing your hands out to the front. Oh, that feels so good. Hamstrings and the glutes. Okay, so on Wednesday, I've got something exciting happening this week. And I can't say what it is, but something very exciting for all of us. For me, for you, for everybody. I'm not even going to say anything. I might give it away. But I have something on this week that that's really exciting for all of us. And which means on Wednesday, I can't come on live at 9:30. So I will be doing the live workout at 5 in the morning. Okay? Or 5:30. Yeah, 5:30 in the morning. So I'm coming online at 5:30 in the morning. And I'm going to do the workout live. And if your 9:30 schedule is what you're used to, then you can most definitely do the exact workout at 9:30. But it's going to be available from 5:30 a.m. So if you'd like to do it online with me at 5:30 Fiji time, you're more than welcome to. Or you can perform the workout or get through the workout at your usual time. So that's on Wednesday. Yeah. So I'm coming into this lovely little pelvic stretch. I've got the weight sitting on my thigh, so it can allow my thighs to move down a little bit more without compromising on my hips. So I pull my legs, my hip closer towards my heels, and then I'm just allowing my knees to drop to the side. Just opening up the hips. It just feels really good rather than forcing the movement myself. And that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. So I will send a reminder to everybody. Remember, post your workout selfie or your post-workout selfie and your meals. Give it 50% to your meals or 100% to your meals if your workouts just aren't, you have no time to get into your workouts. Or the other way around. Let's focus on hitting our workouts, smashing all of them, and just doing what we can with our meals. If you can do 50-50, even better, okay? But just let's make these final 2 weeks the best 2 weeks of this 8-week training block. Bye, guys. Have the best week. Take care. God bless. Mo demanda.